We'll be covering the 5-year rule, 10-year rule, 20-year rule, permanent and total, as well as static conditions and when to expect a routine future examination. So let's start with the 5-year rule. If you've had the same rating for 5 or more years, the VA cannot reduce your rating unless your condition has improved on a sustained basis. All the medical evidence, not just the C&P exam, must support the conclusion that your improvement is more than temporary. This says the VBA must have proof of sustained improvement. So you need to do your part here and continue to seek treatment. If you don't show up for a mental health condition for 5 years, the VA will automatically conclude that you no longer have a disability and they may seek a reduction. I see that happen a lot. If you have a back condition, same thing. You don't show up for 5 years, make no complaints. That could trigger a routine future examination, especially when these conditions are not considered to be static, which means they're not likely to ever change. By not going to the doctor, both of these examples suggest sustained improvement because you simply didn't show up. So important to show up to these things, guys. 10-year rule. The 10-year rule is after 10 years, obviously. Service connection is protected from being dropped. The 5-year rule is the first hurdle. The 10-year rule is the second one. You're not going to get dropped after 10 years. And then the 20-year rule, if your disability has been continuously rated at or above a certain rater for more than 20 years, the VA cannot reduce your rating unless it finds the rating was based on fraud. This is a very high standard, and it's unlikely the rating would get reduced. So if you're 100% for 20 years, whether you're 100% scheduler or 100% TDIU, you're automatically going to be permanent and total. They're not going to look at you anymore. After the 20 years of total disability, IU is also protected. At 55, the VA stops wanting to examine you. That's just one of their markers. So there's little nuances in here. And then also, if you're considered to be permanent and total, that means that all your conditions are static and they're not expected to get better. So they're not going to schedule any future exams for you. But if you decide to go file another claim for an increase on something or special monthly compensation or whatever, you open up your entire P&T status to evaluation, and you can get reduced just by going after loss of use of the creative organ or something like that. So be aware, even though you're 100% P&T, if you file another claim, they can open everything back up. So I want you to understand the static part. It happens a lot with mental health conditions. It takes time. They're not going to right out of the gate in all cases just say, yep, your combat PTSD is static, especially if you're younger. Again, as you get up higher, you're more likely to get it considered static, but mental health improves, or they think it improves. So static is what you're looking for. You want to get your C file so you could see which conditions are static and which are not, so you know which ones to focus on. But just as a general rule of thumb, if you're not 100% permanent and total, keep seeking treatment. You're seeking treatment no matter how good or bad it's going. You're seeking treatment. That shows them this very fundamental concept of if you're not going to the doctor, then you don't have a disability. Let me jump in here real quick and tell you about my boot camp. If you want to learn more about the VA claims process, check out my boot camp. You can talk to me live. There's a link on the website and in the description, combatcraig.com. And also, if you need medical evidence like a nexus or documenting your symptoms properly, go to our website, combatcraig.com, and it says medteam/nexus letters. Click on that link, fill out the form, boom, you're done.